A world forged in blood, but torn by tragedy. In a time before gods were merely legends, there is a tale of a group of unlikely heroes who changed everything. They conquered their fears and the fears of God to save us all. This is their story.
Welcome everyone to Constructed Chaos, where we run a D&D live stream every single Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Time. Today we're running our Pokemon live stream, given by our lovely Sam. We're getting ready for some pretty intense stuff, I take it. I may or may not have had a little bit of a tip-off.
Spoilers.
I do have some spoilers.
Thumbnails.
And the thumbnail wasn't ready in time anyway. It was all a clever ploy to get myself spoiled. But because of the flavor of some of the stuff that's coming up, I wanted to show you guys some of this Druid oil, beard oil from Tabletop Beard. They're in the chat tonight. They are the sponsor of all of our live streams. They are absolutely amazing, and their product is equally amazing. If you want to try some of this for yourself and you want to roll some of that lovely B-roll of the Tabletop Beard Druid oil, this stuff smells like forest and wild berry, and you can use code CHAOS20 for 20% off at checkout following the link in the description below. So definitely check them out. Tell Tabletop Beard thank you in the chat for making us all smell really pretty, and yeah.
Or we can go back.
Yeah, we can go back now. We don't have to. It loops.
This is the first time I've pressed buttons since we did that part. I don't know. And he told me right before, he's like, when I start talking, just press the sponsor button. And then I didn't. I had one job.
Getting a little bit of a peek behind the curtain there as our goblin doggos go at each other's throats in the background.
But no. They're just excited about Tabletop Beard.
Yeah.
They heard
They heard they can get 20% off. Yeah, with Chaos 20.
We helped to tame their dander a little bit with some of these beard oils. They love it. I'm actually not sure if you should use this on your pets. Tabletop Beard, let us know. But yeah, I'll hand things off to you, Sam.
Yeah. So we pick up from last time after a cliff that shall not be named, and a traversal up the mountain. Grayson and Presnick tried to sneak away, but there were just one too many prying eyes on your ascent.
I think we did sneak away. That's what I remember.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. You're right. And you're dead, so you guys can leave.
Yeah, you don't remember rocks fell on us.
Right,
Everyone died.
Right.
Yeah,
the cave in. Yeah, I do.
No, but you guys made it. You guys decided against pushing your luck, having fooled the Archeops into thinking that you actually were careening with Zircon off the beaten path. He was able to stop you and save you from going too far. So you rejoined your group, where you guys have made it up the mountain. It is now the end of your second day of travel after making it past the base, the cliff, about a half a day's journey through loose rocks. Yes. Where you used Mudkip as a pressure washer. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
To clear the loose rocks and have some more solid
He's an
footing.
assassin and a utilitarian.
Yeah. I liked when you were climbing the cliff, he was on your wrist and like punching holes. He's just like a Power Rangers like. Yeah. Yeah, and then you guys walked for just a little bit more until the end of your second day, where you came across a snowy landscape, as you can't quite remember when the clouds disappeared and there was snow in front of you, as the white of both kind of blended together.
Got it.
What do you do?
It's nighttime right now, right?
It's close. After. The sun is setting. Like, you still have daylight, but you might have like an hour before it's dark.
Shall we continue to press on as far as we can with the daylight?
I only worry about the weather getting harsher the
Yeah.
further we press on. It seems like with there being snow already here, we don't know how bad it's going to get the higher we climb.
Do I see Kuva?
Yeah, Kuva's a ways ahead of you. Well, you would definitely see footprints in the snow. And you might assume they're Kuva, but give me a perception check to see if you actually see Kuva.
Oh boy, I'm definitely good at these. Actually, that's not bad. That's 14.
Okay. Yeah, up in the distance, you actually might see through the snowfall. You might see some smoke, where you would presume she might have set up camp.
Okay.
It looks close enough for you to see, so potentially close enough for you to get to before nightfall.
Yeah.
But you can't really see anything other than just some smoke rising over a snowdrift further ahead.
I personally would prefer to keep the leader in sight. I want to be first up the mountain. If I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this all the way.
Good thinking. Yeah, I'm
Sound.
not going to let a kid beat me.
Yeah, we should probably press on then. Yeah.
I will also say with your 14 perception, as you turn back around to talk to your group, you do see your little friend who's kind of been following you guys.
Oh,
A
right.
little
Yeah,
ways
the weird
behind
kid.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Following, not following. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. Following your words, not mine.
1 second, guys. Put your packs down and pretend to be removing things, but don't actually. I think we're going to set up camp here for the night if you want to join us.
Oh, I'll it's okay. What would she say? Sure. Yes. I'll come set up. Yes, and she'll walk up to you and
Right before she starts walking up, now what do we do?
Wait until she's gotten most of her stuff out of her bag, and then we're going to
And then we pack ours up. Classic prank.
So she takes out most of her stuff. It probably takes her like 10, 15 minutes to get her stuff out and situated. Are you guys like moving slow to take your stuff out, or are you guys just like staring at her while you're not taking
I think
anything out?
I'm just watching her unpack.
I'd like to pretend to take out the same shirt and then put it back in. Keep doing that back and forth.
Okay.
Are you still deciding on what to wear?
It's hard.
She's kind of like giving you all a side eye, but she continues to unpack her stuff.
Well, once she's like mostly unpacked, I'm just gonna. Actually, I think I see smoke up there. I'm gonna go just a bit further if that's all right with you, and then
You say that to her, or you say that to the group?
allowed to everyone, including her. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you're
sure. And she,
already
like,
unpacked.
You might as well just
You
stay
might as well
here.
just set up camp. Yeah.
Yeah. And she's like starts shoveling stuff back into her pack.
Fair enough. I mean, I'm going.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna help her shovel stuff back into her pack.
Oh, thank you. I was a little weird to stay and then decide not to stay, but
Yeah, you know,
probably is best to stay in a group.
I mean, we could stay here though.
That's fair. I'm not really. It was quite odd. Yeah, that's fair. Look, just keep up with us.
Oh, okay. I will.
Preferably more than 20 feet behind.
Yeah, I guess so. I can keep up with you all. What was your name?
Grayson.
It's
Anil.
nice to meet you. I'm Aria.
It's nice to meet you, Aria. Again, sorry to be so blunt. You sure you weren't tasked to follow us?
Try not to. My face deceive. No. No. I swear I wasn't tasked with following you.
Sure about that? Oh, okay. I did roll like a perception check on my side. I rolled a nat 1. So, yeah. Okay.
perception, insight.
Yeah,
it's all the
insight,
same.
no,
Yeah, it's all-
It's all the same whenever your eyes are closed.
Yeah.
No, she'll say, no, I wasn't following you. I do have to ask though. Are you not nervous about meeting what's up there as outsiders?
Nervous about meeting them? No, because my friends and I are quite capable. Nervous in general, yes.
Do you plan to fight them?
Oh no, I did not. I didn't mean anything like that. I don't plan on engaging in combat with
A god.
a god, essentially, you know. But if we need to defend ourselves, I'm not worried about it. From them or other things.
Grin, thank you for the 5 gifties while Sam rolls. Thank you so much, and welcome our new friends to the Chaos Crew. I recognize a lot of those names in here. Welcome back, friends. I'll make sure to add your Chaos points.
Yeah, I don't have any chaos points. But yes, thank you very much.
Why are you so worried about us?
Well, no outsiders have ever gone up to meet the gods and the
Made it
gods
back.
don't take kindly to people who aren't servants.
How many have gone up that were outsiders to meet them and not come down?
One that I know of.
1 out of 1. Not good odds.
Mm.
But also, just 1 out of
It's a
1.
small sample size.
You know.
Mm-hmm. I'm liking our odds.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Who's the one?
And thank you, Justin, for the other 5 gifties. I have added both of your points, and I've made sure I changed your name just to make sure it matches, so it's all nice and pretty.
It was my dad.
Your dad.
Was an outsider?
Yes.
Hmm.
Before the Dento and the Matsuri tried to capture the gods, we were in a peaceful time, and so my mother and father met and fell in love, and after they went to the top to see if they could do anything about it, and neither one came back.
That they could do anything about what exactly?
The rising tensions, the hatred, the abandonment, whatever you want to call it, whenever the gods stopped gracing the outsiders with their presence. They thought that their union proved that not all people were evil. But it seems to have meant very little to the gods.
Do you think the gods disapproved of their union in any way?
They didn't come back down.
No, I guess, yeah. You wouldn't really know.
It's been 10 years. I can't imagine that they're alive.
So no one ever went up to try to find them?
The next group of people who went up for the trial, they weren't there, so...
Wouldn't that make you an outsider? Are you not scared to meet them?
Terrified. That's why I've been watching you all so closely. I was... If the gods were okay with you being there, then they would definitely be okay with me. I am at least part servant of the gods. By blood.
Well, I'm not trying to scare you. Unless that's what you want.
Why would I want to be scared?
No,
And now
I
she
don't-
is visibly scared.
I don't. That's so they didn't send up like they told us if none of us came down after 3 days, they would send a team.
That's when this started. It's because of that.
Like,
So your mom and dad's disappearance started this, right?
No, the safety measure of going up to search for someone who
Oh,
come down.
But they
Okay,
didn't send a group to go look for them after. They just waited for the next group of children to go
Well-
up the mountain.
Several months later, I'm sorry, I misspoke. Several days later, about 10 to be exact, they did send someone up, but there was no sign of them. And the gods did not come down, as the search party were people who'd already gone through the trial. No need for the gods to commune with them.
are you looking for them?
Oh, why would I look for them? They're dead. Whatever you might say, I know how the gods feel about outsiders, and I worry for you. It's not like we don't have any communication with them. We do talk. So,
Don't worry about us. I think we'll be okay.
if you say so, but if it's all right with you all, I would like to go after you. I'll follow you up and make sure that you're actually okay before I approach.
You know, as long as you can keep up, I'm fine with it.
We're bait.
Yeah, we're the bait.
That makes a lot of sense.
Uh-huh.
More like a test. I'm not
Oh.
trying to lure anything out.
That's bait.
She's not stupid.
Yeah.
It's just, again, pure-blooded outsiders,
Uh-huh.
good, and half-blooded outsider would also be good.
Look, I
you're
don't have
bad,
a
then I
problem with
have-
being your bait, but don't expect us to slow down our pace so that you can tag along.
Oh, no worries. I've actually slowed down my pace to make sure that I was
Oh.
behind you all.
Yeah, sure.
Reassuring.
President's not there.
Okay.
He's already
Okay, I was
walked
gonna say, as she
off.
like looks off
Yeah,
the
that's why I'm
president,
not
who
talking.
at the very beginning was like struggling to stay on the path and was like veering all over the place.
Oh, right.
Yeah. She's like, I had to try really hard to stay behind you guys.
I had to take a nap to stay behind you guys. Well, if you know any tips or anything about helping us get up the mountain, they would definitely be appreciated.
Oh, well, we're already almost there. The hard part is over.
Oh, already?
Yeah.
On account of all the mountain we climbed.
And it just didn't seem like a lot. See, whenever you're having fun with your friends, nothing can stop you.
Yes. Oh, and whenever you
Even
can
the
clear
gods.
such a path, we don't have very many Pokemon that are attuned to the water, such as yours. My little friend is, but he's quite rare for this space.
Oh,
Usually those loose rocks are a lot more of a trouble.
no, Mudkip, he's a wonderful Pokemon. He's my
Seems
best
like
friend. Other than Presnick.
What?
Oh, nothing.
Hawlucha is also a water Pokemon.
Roll a deception.
You see Grayson Golden Retriever cock his head like,
He's a water Pokemon.
he's a water Pokemon.
22.
He's a water Pokemon.
I would like to hint at Nacho to make him spit.
Oh. Wow. We. That's odd.
Yeah, he's a water
It's
Pokemon.
taken a lot of practice.
Oh, so you made him a water. He wasn't originally.
Well, he wanted to be.
That is
That's
fascinating.
That is fascinating.
I did not know. We've been together for quite some time now, and I did not know that.
Never let them know your next move.
I know that. truly a diplomatic thing
You've
to say.
astounded me. And it's... She rolled a 17, and so that's why whenever you guys were playing, like, it was pretty good. But yeah. So it's probably about this time that at least Presnick will have made it to Kuva's camp, and the sun is pretty much set. If it wasn't for the fire that you guys are now getting close to, you might get lost.
Okay.
But thankfully you spotted it, and you guys were walking directly in that direction. Directly in that, yeah.
That was right. You're good.
Do I, as I come up on the campsite, do I see Kuva anywhere?
Yeah, she's probably sitting next to the fire, stoking it with a stick, with her little tyrant just chilling next to her. His little T-Rex arms.
I might
His feet splayed out in front
before
of him.
she notices me. I might try and find like a couple of loose like sticks off the ground to like
Okay.
add to the fire, so I'm not just
walking up and be like, "Hey, I use that." Yeah, give me a survival check
Okay.
or nature. I'll let you choose.
I feel like I'll pick survival just for the merit of it. I shouldn't have, but it's an 8.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's some stuff on the ground. Most of it is snow covered, so it
Right.
might even be a little damp. But you do have what I would say to be like maybe a handful of like kindling. Not
Yeah.
much now that the fire's started, but really good for if you needed to start a fire.
And I'll kind of walk up. Mind if we share? And I've got.
She'll look and do her best to like hide like a kind of like a patronizing look of like, oh, that's sweet.
I was gonna start my own, but you've already got a roaring flame here, and I'd like to see it continue.
Of course, yeah, yes, throw it on.
Throw it on there, and smoke pours out.
She scoots, the smoke follows her, and she scoots back.
I'll have a seat. Maybe if there's like a large rock or a fallen log somewhere that might be good, I'll have a seat around the fire.
Okay, yeah, easy enough. You find something to sit on, even if it's your own pack that you need to do it.
You know, if you keep pulling ahead of everyone else, it's hard to look out for each other.
Well, I want to know my destiny. I've wanted to know my destiny my entire life.
Destiny is just a day away, it seems.
Yes, and yeah.
What do you expect your destiny will be? Do you have any
Oh,
hopes?
to be the next chief. And to be the next chief, I need 2 marks. Now, I'll tell you this. I'm getting 3. I'm going to be the first ever to get one from the Serpent King and the Rain and Sun Gods.
Oh, there's more than one
Excuse me.
up there?
Yes.
I thought there was just one.
No. Well, the Rain and Sun Gods may have forsaken your people, but they're very much here.
Ouch.
Fair enough. Well, I will aim for 3 as well.
Oh.
I'm gonna get 2 from each of them.
Have we finished?
Yeah,
it?
Grayson,
2 from
like-
each.
Grayson, Grayson just now running up, going, "I'm gonna get 4." Not knowing what's going on.
So we finished interrogating the child.
Yeah, y'all would be walking up at this point.
Yeah, we're
too.
done.
Yeah. Unless y'all had more questions to ask Aria.
Lucky was finished interrogating the child.
Convincing her that
Other than
Lucha is of fighting, flying, and water.
Your work is done here.
I'm the
straight up being
gaslighting type.
Yeah.
Ghost and fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. It fits. Well, I mean, that is something to aim for 3 as an outsider. Very rarely does anyone get more than 1. It is, like I said, the mark of the chief to have such an honor bestowed upon them. And even then, some of the chiefs only have 1 in our history. And even rarer yet does the Serpent King ever give a mark. In fact, I only know of 1 person to ever get one from the Serpent King in our community.
And who's that?
Karouche. The seer.
Oh, the one that is over in the ruins, and
Yeah, I believe that's where she's at. Unless she's moved.
that one. And you see, like, his thoughts sort of trail off, and he's like,
He's like, yes.
I wanted to go there.
It's worth noting that
Grayson starts laughing.
the Serpent King's marks are notably different. For one, they're not actually a mark. We just call them that. But he more unlocks the potential inside of things. As I understand it. Again, I don't know much, but it's more of a gift, I guess, that he gives than his mark.
Well, I look forward to meeting the Serpent King more than any of them.
You see Aria kind of like pull her coat closer as you're like, I look forward to meeting these things, and she's like, we're gonna die.
No,
But yeah.
And, like, looking between Kuva and Aria, you two are from the village. Do you know each other well?
Of course. Kufa says that. I know the voices are basically the same.
Yeah.
Because I'm like a little girl voice. It's troublesome. But yeah.
Can't delineate too far from there. I can't word today. It's hard.
It is hard.
Well, I just find it interesting that you've grown up in the same place, yet you have two drastically different approaches to ascending this mountain. You striving ahead, leading the pack, and you tailing us at every measure.
Well, so
I'm not last, she says.
I'll go. Well, President, yes, the chief's daughter versus a potential outsider.
I'm not
outsider.
I'm not his daughter.
Speaking of which, are all of the children accounted for?
Are you asking me, the DM, that? Or are you asking?
No, I'm asking Kuva.
I would assume so. She kind of like looks around. She's like, "There's two of us here. We're all very capable. You may have had a hard time getting up the mountain, but trust. I mean, we're a nomadic people. We move. We live off the land.
We've kept up with you this far.
Yeah. I was still ahead." She kind of smirks.
Well, I think
Not
that's
too
enough
far.
rest for all of us now. Time to continue up the mountain.
Are you really like? She kind of like braces herself to stand up, and if like, are you standing up?
I'm standing, and I'm like looking at Zircon, like, let's go.
He's gonna like kick dirt in
Okay.
the fire.
Now I'm gonna.
I rolled for it, and I was certainly feeling a little prideful after getting snubbed by a little kid.
Okay. Because I was about to ask. I was like, if you're trying to deceive or persuade her, like, are you trying to convince her? Or are you just like, I don't care. I'm making a
I'm making a statement and going, yeah.
Then yeah, she's gonna like, oh, and she's gonna like stand up and start gathering her stuff, and Aria's gonna start putting her stuff back in her bag.
No, poor Aria.
Oh.
I'll go back to. I'll help Aria again. Put her stuff back in her pack. I haven't unpacked at this point. I've just been having conversation.
Yeah. So I mean, if you guys are pressing on, you are more than welcome to. If you do not sleep, points of exhaustion will be incurred. But
President's gonna do it. You guys are not obligated to come with, but
Yeah, you go ahead and do your thing. I'm gonna hang out by the fire.
No, I can't. Oh no, I can't leave
party
President.
split. Party
Yeah,
split.
I can't leave. I can't.
that's
leave
all right. Grim is fueling my endeavors.
No, stop it, Grim.
He's gonna need it.
Stop that right now. No, you'll see as President starts to kind of trounce away from camp, you'll see Grayson kind of look back at you two and look at. He's like family. I can't leave him. And I'll start trudging behind President. President! And I'll catch up with you.
I'm sorry. Something about this climb has just gotten into me, and I wish not to be bested.
Oh, no, it's okay. We can't face these deities without them. So we have to wait at least before
Without
we
who?
get there. Our group.
Oh,
The
I
people
thought you
were
meant the children.
Arya's actually gonna, seeing you two leave and you two not moving at all, is gonna be like, oh shit, I'm just gonna stay.
She
So
starts-
stays-
so she starts unpacking
she
again.
unpacks again. And she like kind of looks at you guys like, you're not actually gonna go now, are you?
I'm gonna level with you. We met them in the last village. Suddenly, we're on a hike with a bunch of children, and they just abandoned us.
Yeah. That is true. That actually is very true.
It has been about 5 or 6 days.
Your
but yeah.
choices are your own.
Yeah.
Wait, it's been 5 or 6 days since we've met them?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it took a couple days to get to the Nomad base camp, and it's been 2 days since you left the base camp, and
Yeah.
you slept there, so probably close to like 6, 7 even.
It ain't that deep. I've known him a week. I'm not going up a snow-covered mountain.
I know.
At
you,
night.
You realizing the timeline.
Yeah, I started thinking about that a couple minutes ago and I couldn't find it in my notes. No, we only have like a week left.
It was like 3 weeks is what you guys had.
I thought it was 2.
It was 3.
It was 3.
Okay.
If it was 2, I misspoke. It was.
Panic.
You have 2 now. Maybe that's where
Period.
you got it from.
Anyway, Aria, this ain't it, Chief. And I would rather wait and make sure that the rest of the children are okay. We don't need to wait for them. I just want to, do a little loose head count while we're walking.
Oh, that's actually very kind of you.
I mean, everyone's, strong and much well suited for this than probably we are. But, I mean, we don't want anyone lost.
No, that's very nice for outsiders.
Don't think too hard about it.
Okay, I won't.
Have a good
She's
night.
gonna believe any word that comes out of your mouth. You taught a Pokemon that didn't use water on how to do water. You are a wise, learned man in her eyes.
Yes.
A wizard.
A wizard.
Meanwhile, me and Presnick are just like,
And Kuva is like noticeably like trying to stay like just a little bit in front of you guys, but you guys are walking with her essentially. She did pick up a stick out of the fire and has like a torch as she's walking with you guys.
Do you have a water Pokemon?
I do. Not with me currently.
Oh,
He's back
well.
at the camp.
Gotcha. Well, if we stumble upon them unconscious later, I'll have Nacho spit on them.
That sounds like a great idea, actually. I am all.
That almost came out your nose, didn't it?
I will waterboard the hell out of you.
so will not.
Way over
You
there.
don't even know.
Yeah, so will Nacho. Oh, that's wonderful. Okay.
Nachos is more like Chinese water torture.
God, I
dripping.
love
I need survival checks from you two at disadvantage because it is nighttime.
Oh no.
Let alone whether or not the point of exhaustion actually incurs or not.
Speaking of the red die of doom, Angel, I'm going to use it on these rolls. 'cause
Yeah,
I think I
you
need
got
it.
to. Yeah.
No, Angel, don't help them.
At
I want them to be
disadvantage.
punished for making stupid
I
decisions.
hate that die.
At disadvantage, that's an 18.
Okay. Oh, that's cocked. I'm gonna re-roll it though. Look, it's cocked on a 14.
I don't
and a
think
nat
it's. I don't
20.
think it's cocked. It was.
no,
It was.
Yeah, just take
So
it.
that was a 14. You said take it?
Yeah.
Okay,
He did.
great.
He
14.
did say it.
Yeah, 14.
So 14 and you had
18.
18. Okay, so you guys are walking and quite ironically, you guys see Kuva kind of start to go off in the wrong distance and you think about it for a second, but then Presnick, maybe you're like, no, this is the moment to kind of show up and be like, no, I actually know where we're going. And you're like, you call it, isn't that downhill? Shouldn't we be going uphill? And she goes, oh, this was a shortcut, but we should stick together. And she turns back and walks back towards you.
Wouldn't want anyone to get lost or hurt out here in the dark. That would be bad.
Yes, it would. As she's holding her torch up.
Well, if you do want to stay ahead of us, you probably should take the shortcut then.
No, I want to make sure that you're all okay.
Oh, you are so sweet, Kuva.
I see my character slowly backsliding into Team Rocket antics, and I don't like it, but that's where it's taking me. So
we're the origin of Team Rocket.
Yeah, your descendant will be Giovanni.
yeah,
So we should probably make camp at some point. How long are we wanting to walk for?
Well, so how far are we from, I guess, what would be the summit?
I've not traveled it myself, but from what I gather from where the snow begins, it's about a day's journey, and we were a little ways into the snow. So about maybe a day, 12.
We'll be there by
14
dawn.
hours. Yeah. So you do want to go through the night?
You see,
Why not?
Grayson, President, you're sure about this?
You rolled an 18 on your survival?
I did.
Okay. I will say, with your 18, and again, not a deterrent. It's just you would notice this with your 18. It's windy up here. Weather, and it is snowing, and it's only gotten windier. Like you're breaking to the point where there's not a lot of cover from the wind. So that plus nighttime would potentially be dangerous. You've also never climbed a mountain before, so
I just rolled a 16 on insight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna, President, as much as I have faith in your intelligence and your skills, I really, really think we should probably maybe go another hour and hunker down real, in case there's some kind of windstorm up here.
I've got this.
I know.
I rolled a 16 as well.
I know. Halfway through reading that, I'd like,
But in this scenario, I mean, I guess you could re-roll, but in this scenario, you're essentially setting the DC that he's trying to beat, so would it not go to him? Tie goes to the roller?
oh, I mean,
Fair
I was
enough.
just kind of rolling, and
Oh, okay.
yeah, I rolled insight just to kind of see like how trepidatious this would be if we kept going forward.
With your 15, you would know similarly, you just wouldn't, it may not be at the forefront of your mind, but you would definitely notice, like, it's getting windier the further we're going up.
Okay, well then,
Like,
let me-
you would
okay,
de-
I'm doing this then.
I'll tell you right now, the DC for that was 14, and
Okay.
and both of your survival checks were well north of that.
Okay, hold on. Roll insight for me.
Insight.
13.
Roll again.
Really?
Yeah.
Better. 19. Did you really just roll a 19?
Yes. Oh my god.
If you keep it on this way, you guys will just make it to the top before you finally
Okay,
figure out what
you
you're
beat
doing.
me on that one. That's
Okay,
six.
that's a 14.
Okay.
I rolled deception. I'm gonna look at Mudkip, kind of wink on my shoulder, and push him into the snow, and he'll start. And I'll be like, "Oh my god, President, we have to." Mudkip just fell all of a sudden and started. Is he seizing? What is happening? And I'll start like trying to fake an illness of Mudkip's, knowing that he's a researcher and would maybe know about it.
I imagine that around the same time, just as I'm beginning to question what just occurred, because it was close, I'll be breaking a line of trees, and all of a sudden a massive gust just buffets me. I'm like, oh, yes, we should take care of Mudkip.
He starts blowing bubbles. over
Oh,
his
good
mouth.
heavens.
Yeah, exactly.
I will say you guys are probably a good couple hours at this point, like having walked, trying to figure out a path,
Yeah.
getting lost, having your discussion. You guys are a couple hours ahead of them.
Yeah.
But
But did we have any tea in our bags?
let me ask you: would you have had tea in your? Now I know you were given packs, but would you have had tea in your bag?
I'm going to be honest and say no.
Okay, then no.
Damn.
My next question would have been: did you take any out of your bag to put in this bag?
Yeah, because we went to the tea shop. We went to Sinus Teas, but we didn't bring any. We didn't.
I bought tea, but not like tea bags or
Yeah.
anything. No. No.
18 from Tabletop Beard.
Ooh, thank you
okay.
guys.
So now that you guys are deciding to stop, one more survival check at disadvantage to see how well you can find a good spot to camp, and Kuva will also roll.
Rolling the good dice. Rolling the good dice.
I was
It's not great, but it's a 10. Did you really?
a 10 as well.
She rolled better, but still did not meet the DC.
Oh no.
So
we're all dead.
You guys are still going to get a point of exhaustion because you couldn't find a good spot to hunker out of the wind.
Okay.
How much you
to
wanna
get a
bet
sound
if they don't
sleep.
make it.
Okay.
That was to see whether or not you guys were gonna.
So I get the exhaustion,
How many
but then it's
berries do you
removed
have?
after I sleep, or no?
no. You guys can't really you guys are hunkered and safe, but you
I
can't
see.
really fall asleep.
No, I got
We
you.
get like
I got
4
you.
hours of sleep instead of 8.
That's fair.
I don't have any.
We get
We
4
had a
hours
head
of bad
start.
sleep instead
Right.
of 8 hours of good sleep.
Right.
I do that. I do
bet you
that
an
like
oranberry.
that thing that like
I'll bet you.
an outdoorsy dad might, when he's
An
like
oranberry in
convincing
the
himself.
future. I'll
Yeah,
get
that
you an
definitely
IOU.
was worth it because we got
Yeah.
we're ahead of
Look
them.
how much further
Yeah.
ahead we are.
Wait, are you in the they don't make it, or am I in the they don't make it?
Can you?
I don't think they're gonna make it.
Can you
Do you
do
not
a
think they're gonna make it?
I'll have a little faith.
It's listed what they are, so you can look to see what they are, but you can't really add it.
It's just disadvantages.
Tabletop, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships
Oh my
and the
gosh.
sponsorship of the
Yeah.
stream.
Ooh,
You guys are
Tabletop.
clutch, and I love it. If you guys haven't already, go check out Tabletop's website in the description below.
Yeah.
Get yourself some beard oils and beard butters and beard balms and beard. Get yourself
you need
beard.
those beards in this cold weather.
Yeah.
Beard. Keep you nice and toasty. And
Thank you, guys.
And keep them nice and groomed.
I was hoping if I would have
Yes.
had some tea, we could have made like a pot of tea for the kids that were coming, and then could have enjoyed some tea on the mountain while they do whatever it is that they're doing. But I'm sure we have something nice and a little bit of a nice campfire going.
If you wanted to try and find some leaves and forage for something, you can, but you don't have tea.
I'll do that.
Okay.
Just brew random leaves.
Yeah.
He goes pick a couple of grass leaves off an oddish.
Survival or
11
nature.
for nature.
Nature 11. You find leaves
I
and
would,
some plant life. I should say maybe not leaves, but some plant life.
I would immediately like to start brewing it.
Okay.
How good
Is Halucha gonna give you the water for you to brew it in, or
just spit and foraged leaves?
Aria does have a water type Pokemon with her.
Aria, could you please fill this pot so we may have some tea?
Oh yes, of course. And she'll have her Centret fill it up with water,
Thank you, Centret.
and you put the leaves in it right there, in front of her. You're here's the leaves are in here.
Yeah,
Can
I'm
you-"
not gonna hide it.
She said, "That's poison oak."
He goes, "Oh, okay. Most of that is just dirt."
Oh, well, that's a shame. Where I'm from, this makes a very good tea. It looks very similar though. Would you know what makes a good tea around here?
Would she? That's a great question. She would not.
Hmm.
No, we really, we don't really drink that if that is tea. I don't really know what tea is.
Are there any other children around?
No.
Damn.
I mean, maybe further back, you might see some fire, but you'd have to leave camp and walk for a way.
I was hoping to outsource to the children this tea making thing, but I'm not prepared to give more time to this bit.
Okay.
We can keep going.
I think it looks
I appreciate your honesty.
No,
I
that's
was
fair.
gonna outsource my labor to these children.
So you abandon your tea and everyone tucks in for the night, right?
As you continue your dubious endeavor, the camera just pans out and the winds sort of overtake your voices, and we just assume what happens from there.
I guess we just boil the pot and have some clean water to drink.
You could do that. You could. And I mean, you could boil it. It's just the plants are mostly weeds here. So you pull up a little bit of dirt with them, and so there's plants and some dirt in there. It might be palatable.
Delicious.
But if that's all, everyone except you two can hit the long rest button.
Does mine work now?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh no!
Long rest buttons are for the weak.
Yeah.
Authorization required. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
is that
still
under
using the
character?
voice. Yeah, right there.
Yeah, and also if you didn't take any damage or anything, it may not be worth.
I haven't.
There's no need to press it.
I just liked it.
And we'll say the sun rises. The wind never really lets up, but
Yeah.
you can see better at least now. Your survival checks will not be at disadvantage. And everyone's awake probably around the same time, maybe a little bit earlier.
If I'm not getting a good sleep, I'm definitely waking up as soon as the sun is up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a geography question.
Yeah.
Is there only one sun?
Distrata.
Yes.
Does it rise in the east?
Yes.
Can I tell which direction is north?
I would say easy enough.
That is all.
If you're facing down the mountain, north would be to your left.
Perfect. Thank you.
The sun is rising that way.
I would like to make a mental note of this in case I need to make a hasty descent.
Okay. Just picture Lucky Nalu just sprinting down the side of the mountain.
That way's north.
As you're pointing, you're like, that way's north, but you're running. Not that. Okay. Okay, yeah. Everyone's heading up the mountain.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess yeah.
Survival checks all around.
All right.
And I'm going to be using y'all's for y'all group and y'all's for y'all group. I'll
And
roll.
disadvantage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you're exhausted. Oh, God.
Oh no, the red dice! No, it betrayed me.
Natural 20.
We'll take his.
We'll also take his.
14. Oh,
Disadvantage?
you have I actually rolled a 14 and a nat 20.
Oh.
We have a 16 and an 18 in the chat, and it's +2 and a +5 if anybody needs it as well.
Yeah,
So-
I think, you want to add like a +2 just to get it over the hump of 15
Yeah, that's
just in case.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
16.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah, get wrecked.
I can say after the fact now.
Intelligent decision.
Yes. Okay. So you guys are doing the same check that they did earlier, which was a 14. So a natural 20 is going to get you there, and you're probably going to
feeling
gain
great.
some time on them just because of how it was a natural 20. You said, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
My back doesn't hurt or anything.
No,
Yeah.
I feel amazing.
You guys are
Must have been
up
that tea.
at
His
it,
pillow.
walking. Arya's even like, "Oh yeah, watch out for that," or like helping you out, like, "Oh, that might be a little pitfall. I'm used to the snow and the rocky earth. Be careful where the snow kind of dips in a valley. It may not just be a valley. It may be a hole in the ground, So you guys watch out for those.
Did any of the other children arrive?
You could probably see some of them cresting into the snow if you turn back to look down the mountain, especially with your vantage point, especially with the sun rising on this side, lighting up the whole side of the mountain. I'll say with your survival check, even I'm not gonna make you roll for it. You can count 10, not including Aria and Kuva, so 12 total.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. So they are all accounted for. And
I literally was just about to be like, how many started up with us,
12.
though?
I believe
I have a
it was
note.
12.
I was like, you conveniently are just telling us how many are there. Not
It was 12.
I tried to write down a description. of each of the 12 kids.
But they all
as
had
we wrote them
cranidoses
down.
as the
They all had
partners, so they all merged together.
It's not very useful. Anyway.
Yeah.
now you understand the whole voice thing.
Yes.
So again, you guys probably, like I said, if you got 4 hours of bad sleep, you probably made 4 hours of travel.
Yeah.
They probably gained on you a little bit. You can probably see them now. They're still a good ways off.
I'm just happy to know that it seems to be all accounted for.
Yeah. When everybody's together, they're a couple hours behind you, but it's a snowy, bland landscape. What trees are there have no leaves on them, are barren. What structures do exist are small and due to the wind blown kind of smoothing everything down at this point in the mountain. There's not a lot of major variation in the landscape, I should say.
There are man-made structures up here?
Give me a perception check or investigation. I will let you choose since you're looking for something specific.
And I will say, to maybe try and conserve what little energy I do have, I'm going to try and ride Zircon just above the deep
He also
snow
has a
powder.
point of exhaustion for what it's worth.
That's fair.
Okay, unless you called him back, y'all didn't say.
Oh, I didn't.
Okay,
I didn't say.
No, 13.
13.
I rolled that at disadvantage, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's all.
I think it's all ability checks.
Yeah, it is.
Hard to tell because everything's so covered in snow. The little bit of like ground and earth and, like I said, plant life that you see, you don't see any kind of markings or anything like that you would have seen like at the base of the mountain, like the petroglyphs or anything.
Yeah.
it's difficult, especially again with the wind. It's
Yeah.
hard to tell at this point with
I'm
how
a
high up
sleepy
you are
boy.
if it's snowing or if it's just the wind blowing up the snow that's on the ground.
Got it.
So it makes it a little difficult to see and traverse. So with you guys being able to kind of catch sight at least of your compatriots now, are you following their path or are you wanting to, I guess, find a better path maybe? Or
I have a question before we answer that.
Yeah.
Are these the kind of mountains that if we yell, we could cause an avalanche?
give me a nature check.
Jesus.
16.
Grayson, keep up! Come on!
Yeah.
Potentially,
Grayson gets a chill up his spine.
potentially, but not for you. Maybe where the snow is thicker and actually able to like accumulate further down. Whereas up here, the wind is blowing and lifting a lot of that snow up into the air. It doesn't have a lot of time to kind of sit and compact at this point.
Okay.
So if you were to like yell down the mountain, you might screw over the kids.
Good to know.
Really chaotic, evil choice.
Yeah. But you also gather with the wind and everything, if an avalanche were to occur, like the wind is creating enough vibrations that your voice might not actually impact it that much.
Well, as far as following them, Joseph, what do you want to do?
Oh man, I don't see any reason to take a more exhaustive route. They seem to have figured it out just fine.
Okay, that works for me. Unless some of the little mountain climber children tell us differently.
Yeah, that's fair. I think we just press on though. I'm not.
I agree. It's definitely best to probably just follow them. No sense in reinventing the wheel.
Okay. Well, speak to you in a few hours.
Oh, you're leaving Aria?
No, I mean, we're just...
just won't acknowledge.
Just like time skip. You were calling it forth. I got you. Yeah, no, that was just me asking basically if you wanted to try to catch up to him, another survival check. But if you're just like, I see where they've walked, I'm just gonna walk in those same spots.
I think
then
we're just following them,
Just
right?
going on, yeah.
then y'all will arrive first.
Okay.
As you break through this final layer of clouds, you realize that what you were seeing in front of you yet again was kind of like playing a trick on your mind. You thought it was the snow whipping up. You thought this wind was getting so bad that it was impossible to see that at any moment you might walk off the side of the mountain, starting to get very nervous. And just then it's quiet. And you take a few steps further as your head breaks through the top of these clouds. And it's just this rocky, no snow, because you're above the cloud line at this point. Snow's not going to fall here. Just flat, barren earth. There's no plants. There's no anything but just rock and earth. This large, somewhat flat, almost looks terraformed in a way with how
It's like a
not perfectly flat, but it is kind of like a plateau. Yeah,
Okay.
not huge, but definitely a wide area.
Like we're talking like house sized or like larger
We're talking like couple
or like football field.
half a football field.
Got it. Okay. So still pretty big.
So
yeah. Okay.
maybe about a house, about 50 yards
Yeah.
in any
Okay.
direction.
Period.
And this is the top, or this is just like where the wind sort of breaks
You
off?
can't see anything further up, and you're above the cloud line at this point.
This is beautiful. It's breathtaking. I don't think I've ever been up this high.
No, I never have wanted to be up this high.
This is
It's magnificent.
yeah. Kuva's kind of taking it all in and just kind of like looking around in awe at everything.
Mudkip, can you use rain dance up here?
You want to try?
Yeah. Because I also
Sure.
think it might turn into snow.
Okay. He'll do his little thing. He'll gather up a bunch of water in his mouth and he'll shoot it into the air like he usually does. and it begins to rain back down, but normally where that would create some meteorological nonsense that would coalesce clouds, there's no clouds to condense.
Yeah.
So it does rain for what you would assume to be 6 seconds, about a round. So rain dance would last a round, but it does not stick around. He's unable to concentrate on keeping it up. But it is rain. It's cold, but it doesn't last for long, so you're not like drenched.
Yeah.
Do I see any enormous godlike Pokemon anywhere nearby?
You do not. You do not. But give me, not immediately. Give me a perception check.
There's a Rayquaza behind us.
Just like breathing down your neck.
Perception, you
lands on my
said. That's a
shoulder.
12, but I think I'm going to take the 16 for an 18.
Oh, yeah, perfect.
Okay. Yeah, so you're looking around, you're like, I don't see any gods. And then you're like, maybe there. And just as you look up now, the sun might be starting to crest towards the peak of the mountain. It might be getting close to noon.
Oh, no.
And as you stare into it, you feel like you see something in it. And then much like what you saw on the Firefly Island, another smaller sun seemingly kind of like shoots off from it as it begins to fly down, coming ever closer to all of you.
Hey, look, it's a god. I've seen this before. It's certainly what it is.
No, we have seen this before. Well, let's get ready, I guess. Mudkip, use dig. And I'll have Mudkip dig by my feet.
Okay. He's underground, or is he just bunkered in, like looking out, or?
Underground as in he's not poking his head out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he's only, I would say, in like a hole that's big enough to like fully
Submerge
keep him
himself in.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how tall his fin is, so his fin's sitting out.
Yeah, just the top part of it, like
I'll
this much.
definitely like take a knee, almost
Okay.
like genuflecting before whatever power may be coming my way.
Yeah. So you guys below, I'll give you guys a little bit of a description, actually.
Would Grayson do?
You guys are climbing up. You've lost sight of your friends, but you know it's got to be close. Snow is intensifying. You can't really see, but the wind is blowing at your face, and you know as long as you keep it there, you're probably going in the right direction. It's not, it's not going to blow you off your feet, and you're heading in a direction. That nat 20 is you're in it, right?
We're surviving.
You may even have the foresight to create a little line to help break the wind as instead of walking in a line this way, you're walking in a line that way. The snow begins to intensify. It is building at your feet faster than you can walk. It's hard to keep moving. You're even getting a little worried that you might be buried alive up here. As the snow begins to reach your ankles, mid-shin, your knees, your thighs, waist, you're starting to freak out. You look back towards your friends, and then just as you do, the clouds begin to part, and a bright, warm light begins to cover you. As the snow begins to melt away, the wind takes what loose bits remain, and the journey becomes much easier. And what you all see is the clouds around the mountain begin to become sparse as these rays of light get closer and closer, as this golden bird flies down and lands in front of all of you.
Golden or rainbow?
Golden.
Okay.
Did it fly down on a rainbow?
No.
Okay.
So are we starting to crest like to the summit at this
Yeah,
point?
you guys
too?
can see that there is you could probably see from where you are the top of this being. Like it is pretty big. It is not covering the entire 50 yard platform, but it is covering most of it, and it stands pretty tall.
Gotcha.
As it now tucks its wings and stands before you.
How do I greet thee?
Grayson will give a deep bow. Not kneel, but
It'll just look at you, and then it'll look behind it, down to the ground. So behind it from where you guys are, it's facing you. As this pinkish purplish light begins to glow from the backside of the mountain. As you hear as you see a swirl of purple energy break through the remaining clouds, as what you once thought was impossible begins to happen, it begins to rain. You look up, and there's no clouds above you. You don't know where it's coming from, but it is definitely raining.
okay, that's fine. Purple energy, is this like purple energy, like
Not dark purple, like pinkish
okay.
purple.
Slay?
You're like, Mudkip attack!
Purple rain.
I was like, yeah, I just grab Zircon and throw him down the mountain.
And similarly, you guys start to feel this, but again, looking up into the sky, there's no clouds. So
Right.
it's like, you know how when it rains, but it's still sunny out?
Yeah.
Like, that's exactly what's happening here. It's
Uh-huh.
like, it's still bright, you can still see perfectly fine, but there's water.
Right.
And you're like, I don't understand. Does not compute. As it lands next to this other creature, you see before you this white worm-like, like a dragon, like a wyvern, like creature in front of you with blue spines down its back.
A wyvern, you say?
Yes.
I happen to know what a wyvern is. And I happen to know what this is. But
Yeah.
does Presnick know?
I'm
Take
gonna
an educated
say,
guess.
give me a history or Pokemon handling, your choice. DC is insanely high. I will say that.
And I'm still at disadvantage.
And you're still at disadvantage.
Can I use my research tools for documenting
You
Pokemon?
100% can, because I don't think it's gonna matter.
Really? You don't think it's going to matter?
That's me saying don't waste any dice rolls from chat on this.
Okay, I won't. But I rolled an 18 total.
We have an 18. No, I'm just kidding.
You know this to be the rain god. You that much you are certain, but you've never seen a dragon or a lizard-like creature of this size or of this color. It is something completely foreign to you.
I am glancing up at it, kind of taking mental notes, almost like snapshots in my head, but I don't want to hold my gaze for too long. And out of the corner of my eye, I see Zircon just staring, and I reach over and tilt his head down. Ear.
After we all, I'm assuming we've seen these creatures, we're bowing up. Well, we have at least. They're not. There's no reaction from them. Like, I'll bow and stand back erect.
The first one that arrived, the golden bird, now that it's closer, you can see, and now that the rain is kind of subsiding some of its glow, you can see that it is a red bird with white feathers near the tips, white and green feathers, with a large, chicken-like plume thing on the top of its head.
Like you, Mudkip.
Yeah, honestly, yes, but it's made of feathers.
Mudkip, that's your dad.
Do you say that to Mudkip?
No, absolutely not.
Daddy?
Because that bird speaks in a female voice.
Oh, no.
Where's the rest of you?
I knew Morgan was coming in as a surprise.
They're not far behind. We worked hard to be the first here.
Yet you left others behind.
Well, less left behind and more paved a safer way for them, knowing that if they followed in our tracks, they would not be harmed.
President can't help a smile kind of growing across his face.
Regardless, while we wait for them, young one, would you step forward? As they turn to address Kuva.
Yeah.
Kuva's, Yes, yes. She steps and gives a deep bow, like hands at her side, like further than 90 degrees.
Yeah.
You're like, how did she not fall over? Rise. As this creature tilts its head up, opens its mouth, and this great ball of fire begins to swirl inside, and it starts to burn so hot that it actually turns blue, and then purple, and then yellow, and orange, and all of these colors start to swirl.
That's a nat 20 in the chat from Grim Reaper.
Now they
You were
might not
so
die.
good at these.
I walk up and punch him.
As these different colored flames begin to swirl, it brings its head down and fires, just engulfing Kuva. And you guys are probably 15, 20 feet from Kuva, and you expect an intense heat, and you pull your head back, but there's no change in temperature as
It's psychic damage instead.
look
Yeah.
back.
Her head explodes.
No. As you look back, Kuva's not screaming. There's no noise of pain or fear.
Kuva!
As the other being, the rain god, its eyes now begin to glow with that pinkish, purplish glow once again, as the rocks around Kuva begin to lift into the air and begin to swirl around her and coalesce in the fire, surprisingly making the rocks red hot, despite there not being any heat. As you call out to Kuva, she says, I'm okay! I'm okay! Just as the rocks coalesce and you think she's trapped forever, they burst as the fire and purple energy stops. As Kuva stands before you with a much larger Tyrantrum at her side.
Yo. All right.
You see on her back a large mountain with two dragons
Hell yeah.
ascending out, and you see them actually grow out from her back and down her hands
Yeah.
as they snake down where they rest at the tips of her hands, these dragon maws.
That's going to be hard to explain at Thanksgiving.
She looks at herself and kind of can't really see, not able to see the one on her back. Looks to Tyrantrum, who nods. Thank you, thank you both for the marks. I'm very appreciative for your gifts. As the rain god now speaks. Of course, young one. It was an easy choice for us both to gift the next chief of the servants. As he bows and gives his best of a smirk as he can.
Do we clap?
Do we? No, and I'll grab his hand. No, we don't. No, I don't think we clap.
You guys hear some clapping.
An avalanche.
Just as you begin to crest the top, and you see Kuva standing there with this giant T-Rex next to her.
Yeah.
Much bigger than the one that she had before. You only know it's Kuva as she turns her head to look at Tyrantrum, and this proud smile crosses her face.
I'll do like a lower fist pump it out. Whoa! Like a low one. You know. Go, Kuva, go!
So we're like crossing up to
You
the
guys
summit
have gotten
at
to the
this
top.
point.
Like they're probably a little ways in because they've been looking around at stuff, but you guys can see.
You
everything
said
they
the
can.
snow was like to our waist.
It had,
right?
but as soon as the clouds parted, it melted
Started.
away.
Okay, so the children aren't like.
So it's, the children are not making
They're not like
They're
that
not,
little
like,
periscopes
head
through the
deep,
no.
no. Okay.
No.
Okay.
They say it was an easy choice for us to make. But do know that you still have much to learn before taking the mantle from your predecessor. Watch him. Learn from him. Lead like him and lead better than him. That is your duty. She says, thank you. And she says, oh, brother. The rest are here. We can wait for the rest of the formalities later.
And so, like, as we're walking up,
Yeah.
I'll just see him. I'm like, hey, guys, what's going on?
Gods are here. I don't know if we bow.
These like
I tried to
10-story
bow.
tall creatures are just in front of you.
You should bow out of respect.
Hi there, gods. Nice to meet you.
No, bow while you say that. Yeah,
You
great.
are not
Wonderful.
from this land, are you?
No, not particularly. Just kind of been wandering around. Got stuck on clown duty watching these two here.
These two have made quite some waves.
They tend to do that.
As the rain god says, "Hold on, sister. There's another." As you guys turn around and realize Aria's not really behind you anymore.
We lost her in the snow.
Oh no. No.
She's just
Come out. Come out. We have to address this first. We can't. There's a lot to be discussed with these two here, and I'm afraid you'll be waiting quite some time if we don't do this now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Quiet. Wait. I know you,
He's referencing Nope.
Aria.
Thank you.
Aria.
Mm-hmm.
I almost said Cuviera.
Aruvia.
A ruby.
Mm-hmm.
Cool name, actually.
Sister, I believe this one's yours. As he'll kind of rest back a little bit. Oh, yes. So it is. As she begins to flap her wings to blow away some of the rain that is falling, this drizzle that's happening. As she begins to glow bright again, as this bright golden light takes over, and it becomes really hard to look at as it coalesces to a point on the sun god's chest and shoots out towards Aria. Similarly, you think she should be eviscerated,
Mhm.
but after what just happened to Kuva, you hold your breath. She's not screaming. It's hard to look at, so you can't stare except, and you only know it's over whenever the sun god recomposes herself, and you begin to feel the rain fall on your cheeks again, and you look back, and down one of Aria's sleeves, or one of her arms, is some manner of beast. Not one of draconic nature, but something ferocious, terrifying. As standing next to her is this long, slender ferret with white ribbons coming out of the side of its cheeks and a mane of purple hair. Stands quite tall next to her, probably 7-8 feet tall if it were to stand upright.
Okay.
As she looks at her arm, she's like, I'm not dead. Oh, darling. Why would you be dead? You're to go and join your parents.
In heaven.
That's what she thinks at first. And you see a fear kind of wash over her.
I'm not sure the gods know what death is.
Fear kind of begins to wash over her. She's like, they reside with my people. You're to go and meet them as they need some convincing. As I'm sure you'll find out soon enough whenever he graces our presence. Something's coming. It is our duty, not only as servants to us, but servants to the land, this world, the Pokemon that it reside within, to save who is here. You're to go near Dragon's Mirror, as she beckons down with your I know where north is. It is southwest.
What was that voice?
Of the mountain? That was my best lucky impression.
Honestly, I was about to say it was pretty good. It was not far off.
I don't talk like that. What are you saying?
But it is. She gestures southwest of the peak. Do not fret. Their parents are waiting there for you, and I'm sure they'll be happy to see you. We sent them there quite some time ago, I'm afraid. We needed someone to be our eyes and ears among the people of the Matsuri clan.
Now, forgive me if this is a bit uncouth, but you sent a young girl's parents off years ago without any explanation or reasoning provided to this child. I mean,
Yes.
she seems to have thought her parents were dead for the past several years. 10 years.
As much as it shames me, this had to be secretive. It was a mission of covert nature. If the Matsuri knew that those people were sent by us, they very well could have tried capturing us again. We needed to know if we could trust them.
Mm-hmm.
So, as few people could know as possible.
Oh, it's the bandits.
The bandits.
Presnick sort of like recomposes, lowering his head back.
I'll just look at Aria and just be like, well, kid, your parents are alive.
You look at her and like tears are just streaming down her face, and she's just like can't compose herself as her newly evolved Sentret kind of like helps support her as so she doesn't fall to her knees
And I'll try and awkwardly like comfort her. Just,
Yeah.
like, they're alive. That it's a good thing.
I know. I can't believe it. I after all this time, I was afraid and to be the first to be gifted with the mark of the beast in 10 years.
I'll pass you one of the not tea leaves from last night, so you could give it to her as like a.
Yeah. Sure.
it's like wipe her tears with.
poison ivy or something.
Why not?
Sure, kid.
You hand it to her in your hand. You can't close your hand. It's so swollen.
They're there. It's okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'll leave right away. I'll leave immediately. As she begins to walk that way, they go, "Whoa, child. You need supplies. We'll take you down the mountain first." As the sun god opens its wings, looks to the rain god, and says, "I'll be right back, brother." As she begins to flap, all of a sudden, there's a giant shadow across the ground. It's dark. The sun god closes her wings. "Oh, best to get close," she says to all of you.
Well,
Huddle
up.
I scoot in.
huddle up, boys.
That was good timing with the music, by the way.
He likes to make an entrance. As we'll take a break.
Oh, okay. Well then,
Dun, dun, dun.
yeah, guys, go for a little potty break. I did forget to mention Darkport at the start of the stream, so if you haven't already, go check out their channel. The link is in the description. Their logo is up top there, and they have some amazing live action TTRPG gameplay that they just started back up yesterday, Tuesdays at 7 p.m. And yeah, while we're gone, you can go over there, subscribe, like some of their videos, check out what they have to offer, and then be back in about 10. We'll see you then.
Watch list. Bye.
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 I'm terribly sorry. I didn't know anyone would be here while the stream was running. Give me a moment to tidy up. It's much better. Well, while you're here, we might as well take a moment to thank all of our members for supporting the channel and bringing this stream to life. A huge thanks to Tides of Mo, Brett Venable, Tabletop Beard, Grim Reaper, Atmos Seeker, Justinian of Darkport, Angel Jobert, Paul Tankersley, Corey of Darkport, Angel of Darkport, Dravian, Anthony Pace, Drazadi, Memebot 69000, Taya, Amadeus, Justin Channels, Dave V, Wawan Uremia, Jameson, Neil Munoz, Professor Fable, Carolyn Gibson, M. Rasmodius, Kubishak, Leodis Kyron, Laravian, Griefin Ryder, Stacy Ransom, Eric K, Ralph Tiff, Spiders, Xenon, Patrick, Ulti Swift, Jason Ray T, Riley the Pirate, Tony Peterson, George Borgott, Alex Evers, Ramble, Havoc, Bethany, Draconian, Bit Beyond Help, ML, Bearman79, Mad Joe the Gamer, Dutin103, Manu DSTV, 420 No Scope, Cause, Tiger Holic, Marilo Goncalves, Cohen Vandery, Ian McCart, Giovanna, Drew Blanchard, Aaron B, Matty, Owler Sinus, Malatach, Mariko and Jeff, Maid of Heart, Middle-Aged Malcontent, Brett Guidry, Scotty996, Lori, Message Mirethi, Jaren Hatch, Yevhin Kostin, Roko, Angry Viking, Salty Tiger, Heath Hoxie, Codal, Jake Deck, Rayanne Herif, Sleepy Dude, Nico Tortuga, Hugh, William Marble, Crackpot, Homeless Man Joe, Zevak Longfang, Lars Longskog, Sunslash82, Carolyn Mesco, Yeet Yeet, Rub My Beard, I Splits, Snowy Owl, Tyler Vercoil, CW, Mike Gaya, Q-Man, Yusuf Yilmaz, Luso American, and Big Head Bro. You know, members get tons of unique benefits as well, like these weekly shoutouts and emojis that they can use in the stream chat, and a heaping helping of chaos points that can be used to, well, perhaps it's better to show you.
The most exciting feature for our live streams has come to YouTube. You can now roll dice live to help us in our adventures by using chaos that's built up by watching and interacting with the stream. All you need to do is keep an eye out for earning instructions that appear on our stream, and then spend those points by typing in the commands that correspond to the dice you'd like to roll. This feature is always available, no matter what campaign we're playing in, so be sure to hop in and help out our players because, well, they're gonna need it. Greetings to all my bearded brothers out there. I'm Alex, also known as Constructed Chaos on YouTube, and I'm here today to tell you a little bit about my friends over at Tabletop Beard. This family-owned beard oil company is run by three brothers that have combined two great loves of mine: tabletop RPGs and beard care. And it makes a lot of sense because, as I'm sure many of you know, growing and maintaining a healthy beard can be an adventure all its own. I started my quest back before I was even on YouTube, and I guess you could say I was stuck at level 1 for a while, constantly itching my way through life with a wild and unkempt beard and just trusting hairspray and regular shampoo to get the job done. Believe me, I was rolling nat 1s on just about every charisma check I made at that point. But eventually I started trying various beard care products like oils, butters, and balms, and I found some that worked well enough, but none of them really tied into my backstory. Not to mention my wife was constantly complaining about the smell. Then I was put on to the products from Tabletop Beard, and let me tell you, it was a match made in heaven. Or hell, depending on what kind of flavor you prefer. These guys use a premium oil blend of meadow foam seed, rosehip, golden jojoba, argan, avocado, and sunflower oils to create the most high-quality product that contains no cheap filler or artificial oils that you typically want to steer clear of. And each scent has been expertly crafted and matched to a familiar TTRPG style, so you know exactly the kinds of vibes you're putting out without the scents being too mundane or too overpowering. To top it off, all their products, oils, butters, and balms are made in small batches, so the quality control is top notch, and so is the customer service. They're always looking for new ways to meet and exceed customer needs, and I've even heard that they have some new ideas cooking up behind the scenes. So consider this your session 0 and take some time to check out Tabletop Beer today. Truly, they're the only starting equipment that you need for your own successful beard care journey. Bear Dritz here, letting you in on a little-known ranger secret that'll keep you satiated in the wild, even when you have no rations left. Ew, not that. I'm talking about subscribing to the channel and hitting that bell icon. It's easy to miss the signs of a stream going live if you're not prepared. So make sure to do that and... What was that? Hold it right there, adventurer. We're looking for some deviants that refuse to like this video while they're still watching. You wouldn't happen to know anything about this heinous crime, would you? Well then, as you were, but stay out of trouble.
In a world of darkness exists Geramentum, a beacon of hope in the realm of Terra. Our heroes, all with unique pasts, live here and are connected by a common destiny to protect the dream. Welcome to Darkport, an actual play production company. Our inaugural dark fantasy D&D campaign, Gold, Green, and Red, is inspired by the lived experience of War Medic and GM Angel Gamble. Subscribe to us now on YouTube. Live episodes stream every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central.
It appeared out of thin air when they found it, as if by the will of the plains themselves. A curious and mysterious bauble that has turned up time and time again throughout the ages. Some have studied it all their lives, hoping to unravel its uniquely fascinating magical properties. Many more have used its power for their own, though all falling victim to fate in the end. Now, it calls to you. By chance, by destiny, by desire, it matters not. It calls to you, and it calls to be cast from your palm, so that it might deliver unto you the unknown wonders held within.
How much longer are they going to... excuse me. Are they still not back? Wait there just a moment. I'll fetch them for you. The little chaos gremlins. You have people waiting, you know!
Welcome back, everyone. Hope you had a great break. We all did. And yeah, hope
Some
you
new
got
characters. No.
Yeah. Hope you got to check out our friends over at Darkport,
Yeah.
and sniff some good beard oils if you got one. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So with that, you all huddle underneath the sun and rain god as you look up to the sky and see this large green serpent-like creature with yellow markings down inside of its segmented, seemingly endless segmented body.
Oh my God, it's a Flygon.
It's a Yanma.
It's 8 Flygons
As
tied
you
together.
as you trace through its body, trying to find the front, the back, it's hard to tell. You eventually catch its face as it breaks through its mess of body that it's created in the sky of just a cloud of green. As it flies down towards you at a blinding speed, it has 4 fins protruding from its draconic-like face. And several more down its body, seemingly for aerodynamics, fear, whatever it is, it's working.
It's a really sick Cranidos.
As you hear a loud crack as it breaks the sound barrier, flying down towards you. Just before it reaches the ground, it veers off to the side and snakes and coils around the mountain, towering far above the 2 previously largest creatures you've ever seen.
Why are there outsiders on my mountain? Who permitted you here?
The chief actually encouraged us to come and speak with you, your greatness.
And wretched Kavan. Who told him to do that?
I am not sure. I was told it was above my pay grade. But since I have your ear, I understand you must already know about the troubles plaguing the world and how it is in jeopardy.
I do not fret myself with your puny troubles. Last time I intervened, I got stuck in this form. I keep to myself now.
I look up at the gods that we're cowering against and I go, You were right, he does really like to make an entrance.
He's cranky.
He does. Oh, great Serpent King, please do calm yourself. The seer sent them here.
Give someone a power to see, and now they think that they know all.
Is that not what seeing is?
Of course. A feeble mortal such as yourself would say that.
And a young one. I'm quite young. I don't know very much. What I do know is that if we all die, you might also be in danger of this dark entity that... Yes.
I've been here longer than you all. I've seen many mortals die. But if the seer sent you, she must have had a reason. Why are you here?
Well, the issue is we're not talking about a mortal necessarily. We don't know what it is, but an entity that threatens most of the land you used to call home, and I'm assuming potentially even the land you call home now. It goes by the Shade as we know it.
Or the Shadow Government.
The Shadow Government!
Or that.
Thank you.
I know not of your puny human constructs.
As the rain god will pipe up. Sir, it is, it's the darkness. It seems to have been growing in power since I failed to stop it all those years ago.
Which one said that?
The rain god.
Rain god.
So, sorry to interject. Serpent King, if I may.
You may not, but continue anyway.
Wonderful. I planned on it, to be honest with you. So, if you were able to bestow a gift of sight upon a mortal, I would assume you would have some form of similar gift yourself?
If I must explain it, it does not quite work like that. As much as it pains me, she may know what she means.
So?
I simply unlock a gift within someone. She already had tendencies to premonitions. I merely enhanced.
Right. So in that case, she may know what she's talking about. And also, it's very nice to meet you. My name is Joseph, Mr. Serpent King. We just met. we don't need to be so rude. First of all, like the puny, feeble, little bitty baby mortals, we can cool it on all that.
We are that.
I get it. But it's just
that way.
Actively,
I understand
you
that.
actively see Grayson take like 2 large steps away.
I understand
from
that. And I mean absolutely no disrespect, but you admit that even a mortal at times can know things that a god cannot. So
Oh, rest assured, the seer is no longer immortal.
well,
Her transformation has begun.
but at a point you saw potential in a mortal.
Soon she will be like these two.
President,
Once
take notes.
human, now creatures.
Right. And so there was a point in time where you saw even a feeble, puny mortal, and you saw potential in them to do great things. So, who's to say that that same potential can't be found in the 4 of us here?
I saw a usefulness in her. I do not see such usefulness in you.
Oh, great dragon sky god, I come not begging thee for blessings like these others. I come asking simply to be
Possibly.
saved from the damnation that lies upon the horizon.
The sun
prostrate
god
fully.
will pipe up at this point. Sir, if you would allow me to speak.
As he says, "Go ahead, Matsuri."
And she says, "Thank you, my lord. The darkness is growing. Your children even feel it. The seer has informed us that these 4 have rallied the sire, the countess, and the duke to join forces. In fact, the sire's own child was once among them. One of your own descendants, if I'm not mistaken."
Oh, Mugen. Yes.
He's a cool guy. My friend.
He can shoot lightning out of his hands now.
I actually did see that. That's pretty.
Not quite as glorious as you, of course.
I don't believe them. They've also said things about time travel.
Time travel.
Yes, the
So you met
Forest
the
Guardian.
Fae.
Yes.
A mysterious green fairy creature. Very playful. We helped them out of a tight spot. And if you know them, perhaps you can repay the favor to us.
Help.
What kind of tight spot could you help a being of pure nature?
Oh, just 2 weeks from now, everything was dead and gone, and people were struggling to survive. You were nowhere to be found. Stands to reason that you may have actually been killed.
We're going to need a lot more burning.
Roll me a persuasion check. I was tempted to say with disadvantage, but
I have exhaustion.
Oh,
We're
so it is
already-
already a disadvantage.
You just
Look,
slap.
I know I'm doing suboptimal things, but Presnick is like,
No. I mean, like, you're speaking truth.
I just don't like his tone.
oh God. Okay, thank God. That's a 7, not a 1.
That's what I thought it was. That's why I leaned over because I was like,
Guys,
oh.
do I take the 20?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you're arguing with
It's a
a god.
persuasion check against a
When
god.
arguing with a god, yeah, you take the 20.
Against Rayquaza.
We'll take the 20, and I will call that a 22.
Period. A nat 20.
In that 20.
He'll use his reaction.
He rolled a 12. He has a +8.
Oh God!
So you got it.
Slay.
Maybe I have been in the clouds for too long. If what you say is true.
As he peers off towards the southeast where the shade would be in Saishin. He looks for some time. You don't know whether to pipe up, to interrupt what he's doing.
I will lean over to Grayson and be like, I mean, it could have been the tea leaves, but who's to know?
I know, Presnick. Look, I'm not no offense or anything like that. You should probably shut up. I'll kind of. I'll tap on the rain god, and just hey.
He'll lower his head down.
So, not sorry to bother you, your greatness. Also, you don't seem as rude as he is, so. Did you lift those rocks earlier with a psychic ability.
Yes. And no need to apologize. It's my fault, after all, that we're in this mess.
Oh, don't be so
Don't
hard on
blame yourself.
man.
Things happen. The world continues to turn as it does
Had
now.
I been
For
able
now.
to take care of the shade all those years ago, we wouldn't be here.
But then you wouldn't be meeting us
Did
now.
anyone class in a Pokemon therapist?
I was about to say, even God needs a therapist.
Like you see President scribbling notes.
He says, I failed my people.
And now is your chance for redemption.
Oh, very much so.
So, me and my friend Drowsy do this thing. Can you look into my mind? Can you see what I've seen?
I can. Are you sure you can handle it?
Regardless,
This is nothing like a mere drowsy can do.
can you then show him what I've seen? And I'll point to the Serpent King.
He'll stand back up. My lord. Yes. I do not see this shade. He does not live. How do I know what you say is true? As the rain god will, if you would permit, this one believes his brain can handle a connection to show you.
Maybe you needed the 20.
What has transpired.
It's okay. We got this.
If we all hold hands, would it make it better?
Have you also seen what he has?
I've seen different things, but maybe it would help him or us withstand it.
Could help you bear the load.
I've seen the same thing. Both of us have. But, you know, he was first in line. I'll allow for him.
And I'll kind of say, and also beyond that, and I'll glance over and nudge, and Mudkip will come hop on my shoulder, and he's seen everything I've seen.
Is this the first in, first out kind of line? Or is it kind of
We
like...
just try. Drops dead. Okay, next one. Drops dead.
Yes. All of you who have seen what you have, who witnessed what you did, should you choose, this is not a small feat.
Do you have your helmet?
Always.
We can attempt it. Are you? I know you and Mudkip are. Are you and maybe even Zircon?
Yeah, me and Zircon will
You don't have to, but
yeah, we'll step forward.
Zircon would be perfect too. He's felt its influence.
And he's a psychic type.
Yeah. So, seeing that they'll join us, I'll kind of grab President's, like, not your hand necessarily, but I'll kind of grab, like, your wrist, and then I'll start walking over, and I'll get, like, in the middle of where the rain god is, as if it's going to, like, potentially envelop us, like, in its wings. Like, I'll just be, like, dead in front of it, dead middle and center.
Okay. And the rest of you flank behind him, standing in a circle, just standing near him.
Yeah, I think a circle feels right for this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I would like Nacho to not be in it though.
Are you going to be in it?
Yes.
Okay. You also? No? Yes,
Sure.
no? Okay.
Sure.
Cool. I don't have to ask anybody to leave.
Oh no, we're going somewhere.
Let's do it!
I let God into my mind.
I need everyone, and if your Pokemon's with you, you guys can share a roll. You can use their modifiers if you would like, if they're better. Roll me an intelligence saving throw.
Is that an ability check?
It is not. It's a saving throw.
is a
Separate
saving
thing. Ah ha ha!
I'm gonna use this one.
Come on, red dice.
Intelligence,
You know what?
said?
I'm
Intelligence
not.
saving throw.
I'm not
I'm using
smart. I'm
Zircon's
using
stats.
Magnemite.
I'm using my Zircon die.
We're gonna use Magnemite here.
Live and die by the Zirk. That's a 15.
I would say, Joseph, even with like you knowing like this is psychic, Magnemite's pretty smart.
No, I'm good. I'm good with this.
Okay.
Wait, what? We have an 18 in the chat.
I
and
rolled
a
a
plus 5.
19.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you roll?
Plus 2.
9.
Would a 18 or plus 5?
Which one would help more?
Probably the 18.
Everyone's fine, but Lucky's just fried.
I'd rather use it for tea leaves, though.
It's up to you. I
don't
just
have
wanted to
to.
let you know, yeah.
No, I won't.
Okay.
I will not. I will save it.
Okay. We'll deal with that in a second. But the rest of what'd you roll?
15.
15,
19.
19,
21.
21,
9.
9. Okay. So you are all
He's dead. after
transported
He's dead.
into a space. In a moment, you see the rain god's eyes glow that purple again,
that.
and then your vision is just covered with that purplish pink color until that's all you see. If you're holding hands, you still feel that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Don't let go!
And as it all gives way, you two find yourselves maybe in a place that Joseph you've definitely not been
No.
before, but Lucky, you've definitely been near. Potentially in, I don't know. You can decide. I'll let you decide.
Without knowing anything else, yes.
This is Seishin.
Yeah.
The building's falling apart, but it's very dreamscape-esque as the world seems to be kind of puddling and dripping up into the sky.
Mm-hmm.
As there's just darkness above. As you realize this is being pieced together with your memory. As a voice rings out in your head.
Yes, I know of this place. There is no shade here.
I assure you there is. And I try to recall what we've seen in the future.
In the future.
Oh, okay.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say, using what I've done with Drowsy before and, knowing how my mind works, I want to focus on the conversation we had with the Shade with Dreepy was Sam's Pokemon's name. I don't remember Sam's name.
Amano.
Amano.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
It was
something
Amano.
that.
With them, and specifically the conversation, I don't remember exactly how it went, but at some point the Shade referenced Amano's mom and dad. I just really want to focus on that conversation we had, and also the fact that the Shade felt like it was two different entities, not just one.
Okay. Both of you roll me wisdom saves.
Me or Pokemon?
Or Pokemon.
What are you doing? It's gonna
You were
be
pointing at me.
I was gonna ask you guys what you guys.
I'm just looking around trying to make sense of what's happening.
Yeah.
I'll just look at Lucky and just be like, I should have never drank your tea.
Take that.
I take that.
Yeah.
Didn't.
I did. You're right.
Yeah, I take that.
I got a non-nat 20.
I got a 17.
Okay.
But our chat is now empty.
I feel like that was a call for help.
Just letting you guys know if y'all are bored out there.
So
Yeah, start rolling.
as you both begin
Thank
to
you,
focus
Grim.
on different things, the world starts to pull apart and shift, and then all of a sudden, you're in Iki. In the torn apart, destroyed Iki. To you two, you guys have been to Iki before, but this is different. The world is dark. The sky is full of spirits, ghosts, clouds. It's hard to tell exactly what. There's so many of them.
Yeah, okay.
Nope.
But despite being in Iki,
Yeah.
the Seishin town center is there in the center of town. And as you begin to focus more on that, you're all pulled in to that space as the world around you, or more accurately, it feels like the world around you is shifted to you all as you are now standing inside of this. Ceiling agape, you can still see this futuristic, decimated landscape that Presnick has conjured through his memories. But you are witnessing the meeting that you had from Grayson's memories.
think I'm gonna be sick.
You are in a corner. You see Grayson. You see Presnick. You even see Mugen. And two others that you don't recognize, that you haven't met before.
Or were those the
Amano and...
Oh, okay, yeah.
Were you about to say prisoners?
And Lee.
Well, there were two prisoners there,
Lynn.
but...
Thank you, Justin.
Oh, thank you.
Woo.
Something is said. You can't quite make out what it is over the screeching of the ghosts overhead, as Presnick's vision is just a little bit more powerful. Sound is not quite getting through from Grayson's. But you see a menacing Gengar. And from this vantage point, something different than what you guys saw before, but everyone would see now, you see a long, dark tether of that same purple, ghost, deep, dark, almost black energy pulling into the darkness that's behind the Gengar.
This Gengar is just a puppet.
As it reaches out and kills Lynn, you witness it all over again. You see it cackling again, you can't hear it. Some more words are shared. It sends them on their way. And then it turns and looks at all of you.
It looks at us?
It's aware that we're watching.
Whenever I see it make eye contact with me, I'll... Rain God, this is not a memory.
Indeed it isn't, Grayson. But you are just out of my reach.
Perfect.
In that
Not
case...
for much longer. Your lives will be mine. You will join me shortly.
I know we're just mortals, but you have to be seeing this, right?
Yeah, like...
Is this on?
They're not seeing this. Well, some of it. I can't stop all of it.
As this creepy smile sits on this thing's face for the entire time. But you notice, again, now that you're not standing... Previously you were standing when you experienced this the first time. It was between the large darkness that was behind. The voice is coming from that big darkness, not from the
Gengar.
This puppet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of like glance to Zircon and mouth, "Do it." Hopefully he takes my meaning as like figuring out exactly where the body of this entity is.
I would say that's very easy, especially because you are all psychically linked right now. And Zircon is like your partner Pokemon, been with you from day one. You guys are pretty in sync. What does that look like? What would he do? He uses extrasensory.
Well, I think he would try and like channel that energy like he did as a compass and look in that direction.
Did you read Extrasensory's description?
He is currently.
Oh wow!
It is not just a damaging move.
That is that's quite different from okay.
He did read extrasensory.
Yeah. So is he doing that?
He's doing that.
Yeah. I mean, easily enough. You guys are within 30 feet. I believe that's the range, right? 30 feet.
It says 300 feet.
Oh,
Wait.
to sense it. Yes. Okay. 30 is the attack. 300. Yes. You are well within 300 feet.
Okay.
Yeah. Period. He'll even just raise up an arm and just point towards the big, just mass of darkness.
I'll start walking towards it.
As it notices Zircon pointing, the Gengar is reabsorbed as these two big red eyes appear. And this golden sheen begins to make itself known just under the eyes in the shape of pincers almost.
Wait, no, stop saying
You don't know?
No, I don't know
It's
what
a
this
Cranidos.
It's a pincer.
Yeah. As it. Yes. Be afraid now.
Really?
Maybe.
I don't want to.
That's my guess.
I don't know.
That's a guess.
It occurs to me. We've called you by many names, but I've never asked you
that's
your
probably
preference.
More likely.
What do you go by? What would be most comfortable for you?
Oh, yeah.
Death.
That's more likely.
And you shall know me.
The Shade it is.
In time.
Shadow
Everything knows
government.
death in time.
Yours is coming sooner than most.
Where exactly do you
As
plan
it
on
begins to dissipate. You can try to keep it here to talk to it if you want.
Zircon extrasensory?
Like to attack it?
Yeah. I mean,
Is your intention to try to keep it here or to like piss it off?
Don't fucking piss it off.
It could be either one. Like if you're trying to hurt it, that can be a thing. If you're trying to keep it here, that can be a thing.
I
There's gonna
will
be
say-
roles associated
make
with
that
what you're trying to
pissy,
do.
condescending piece of shit man.
as
said
smart
pissing it off,
as
but
smart as it would
attacking.
be to try and trap it here to talk more to it, I am seeing it disappear as it has done so many times before, and I'm just trying to get a hit in.
Okay. What is that? Roll a hit, save.
It is an intelligence save.
Oh no, this thing's
That is a
smart.
natural 1.
Okay.
So roll your damage.
Fuck it
up. It's okay damage. 9 points of psychic.
Okay. I do like,
It's dead.
especially in this sense, you see Zircon reach out. And maybe it's this connection to this psychic being that has put you here. But you see the energy coalesce, and then from behind Zircon, much like what was happening with the Shade, this purple energy channels into him
Slay.
and blasts out towards the Shade as you hear
Zarkon wants revenge.
as it fades away and you're back on the mountaintop.
So how much of that did you see? How much did you hear?
No. This is definitely dire indeed.
Okay, so I think part of it was being manipulated. Where did y'all stop seeing things?
After it killed that boy.
Okay, great. More happened after that.
I don't mean to interrupt the flow, but I did fail the check earlier. And
Oh.
nothing bad
You're
came
right.
of that.
Thank you for reminding me. As you guys are brought back to the mountain, roll me 3d6.
He brought like a
That's right. That's right. Thank you for reminding me because it was gonna happen when you guys got back.
8.
Okay. As you guys come back, there's this burst of energy as you guys kind of
to be good.
as you guys kind of stand your ground. You see Lucky go tumbling across the ground, taking 8 points of we'll say 4 of psychic, 4 of bludgeoning as you tumble across the ground.
Woo!
Not that it super matters.
Yeah,
Imagine your
I'll-
hair's like all flared out, like
I hold on to my bucket.
And you're now about 30 feet away from where you were previously.
I stand up woozy and say, always wear a helmet. And fall on over again.
Apologies, but if
He looks okay.
only one of you were hurt, it's not terrible. It's worth noting Presnick is knocked down, but not away. So you are prone. Technically, you can get right back up, but you rolled low enough that you weren't standing from the psychic journey.
What did you roll?
a 15.
Yeah, 15. This is a god.
No,
Yeah.
I thought that was the one whenever he rolled the 19, and I was like,
No,
Jesus, we all got to take it.
I'll get back up to my feet. Well, I can tell you one thing. It does certainly bleed. We landed a hit. But perhaps you were unable to see that with your omnipotence.
I was able to see it, only because of your friend.
This is the rain god speaking now.
So you were able to see it all.
Yes, I had to. Apologies, my lord. Break our connection to aid in that little blow.
It was appreciated.
Thank you for affording me such a pleasure.
Well, you fought this evil before. Surely you understand what dangers it poses, and need I describe it to you, Great One?
Yes. No. This is quite dangerous indeed. Allow me to prepare something. I'll be back in a moment.
A moment to gods could be a long time. I just need to let you know
As
that we have a
he's-
matter of weeks.
you see his tail trailing up behind him
An elf saying a moment 600 years later.
as he unsnakes from the ground. The gods sit for a moment.
So, are you here often?
Once a year.
I think yeah. Oh, well. It's nice to meet you.
You as well. You may call me Matsuri.
Hello, Matsuri.
As he says that,
She.
as they say that, as she says that, Grayson will turn around and kind of bow to the rain god and thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Of course.
To make an assumption, I assume you two have mortal forms as well?
We used to. We were harmed when our descendants tried to capture us.
Right.
To save our lives, the Serpent King who gifted us these forms locked us within, unable to transform back. As the Duke and Countess do.
That does not seem like a fair. I don't want to call it a trade, but in lighter words.
Rest assured, we were given a choice. We chose to live so that we could protect.
And
No,
we
that
are
is-
appreciative of that choice.
Yeah, very understandable. I'm just saying that just because there was a choice doesn't mean that it was a fair one.
Did you have, like, a favorite food when you could walk around? Maybe we could bring you something.
I did love ramen.
How about you?
Oh, I was much more one for walking through the fields on a sunny day. Not so much a food, but a feeling as a small human.
Would we have ramen in our packs?
Probably not.
Instant ramen doesn't exist.
Yeah, sure it
so if
does.
you did, it'd be moldy and
Sure it
gross.
does. No, it's fine.
We'll bring ramen up the mountain next time.
Oh, now I want ramen. Damn.
It does sound good.
I might get ramen
It's at
after
this point
this.
that you see the Serpent King come back down. And you notice he actually has two little hands at this point. Things that you didn't really notice before. Maybe he had them tucked in. He's holding some things in his hands and he goes,
These may be a little too powerful for your current forms. Matsuri, Dento. You might need to grace them with some gifts. Should their bodies not crumble at the sheer power that resides within these stones.
as he's holding stones in his hands. They look like grains of rice, but to you, to human, they're about a little bit smaller than a human head size. They're bowling ball.
The family jewels, I take it.
Family jewels. Yes, my lord. We were already thinking the same. We would have asked your permission first, of course. That is why we did not do anything while you were away. Allow me to go first. You, the talkative one, Presnick, I believe your name is.
That is my name.
Yes.
Thank you for remembering it.
Would you and your... Well, the seer told us, I must admit. Would you step forward? The rest of you might need to give him some space.
After having
We've seen your
seen-
gifts bestowed before. Well, don't worry.
After having seen like what happened to the others, I'll step forward, telling myself over and over that there's no danger there, but can't stop my legs from shaking, and so maybe like I cover them with like my lab coat a little bit.
Yeah. As you and Zircon stand before the sun god, as she begins to glow in that similar golden aura as she did before, she'll screech towards the sky. That was bad. I'm losing my voice though.
I thought it was quite good.
But she'll screech towards the sky as the sun begins to glow brighter and brighter. She'll flap into the air, blocking the sunlight from you as its rays beat into her back. She winces as if it's painful. Maybe you had a right to be nervous, as it becomes even harder to subside the shaking in your legs. As she looks back down to you, 9 feathers on either wing, 18 in total, begin to glow a different color. As she separates the light from the sun into its 18 components, as they streak down towards you, you instinctively bring your hands up to block your face from the light as these colors hit your hand. Some going down your fingertips, some between your fingers. 9 colors on each hand, streaking and twisting down your arms, coalescing into white on your back. Your lab coat sleeves lay tattered at your side as you felt an intense pain streak from your fingertips all the way to your back. Zircon, ready at your side, as you open your eyes back up, as you feel the gust of the sun god landing back down at your side. Apologies. That one was a lot, but I figured it might be useful for you.
Thank you
With your friend. As you look to Zircon, and that rainbow is similarly swirling throughout him. Presnick, you can now attune to any type once per long rest. As a result, Zircon can use his connection to you to alter himself.
That is so cool.
And his ability to whatever type you've chosen.
That's cool.
Additionally, once per long rest, for an hour, you can focus this type energy into all of your Pokemon, and they add 1d10 of that damage type to any move that they do.
Hell yeah.
So once per long rest, you can do that for an hour, but you are that type. So you have the resistances and the weaknesses of that type for the day that you choose.
You're really...
If you choose normal, we're going to treat it as
don't worry
human.
about that.
Yeah.
We're not going to treat it as like you're weak to fighting, or whatever, right? You know, or immune to ghost, or
And it's the whole day the effect lasts?
whole day. So at dawn, you pick a new type, and at once per long rest, you get that chance to channel that energy into your Pokemon.
That's really cool.
That is pretty sick.
And similarly, Zircon got a little bit of a buff. I will add it here in a
always getting buffs, man.
Getting buffed.
Well, this is a sign of things to come. Don't you worry, you will get your turn.
You like wake up and be like, I feel like grass today.
Yeah. Does that mean if he like punches a water type, is it super effective? Like if you become a grass type and you just like kick Mudkip.
I was making...
And that would become effective because we are allowed to fight in Pokemon battles.
You are.
Yeah.
So you are now essentially like a very, I mean, like it's gonna be 1d4, right? It's an unarmed strike, but you are like essentially a weak Pokemon now at this point.
You're away.
I turn into a pink puddle.
Oh, additionally, and we'll do this after the fact, but everyone's gonna essentially level up from this, and we'll take care of that after the fact of rolling hit dice and stuff too. So you will become beefier as well.
Ooh.
You'll basically be like a way of Nintendo monk.
A way of Nintendo. I'll in response, I will lay a hand on Zircon and try to channel fire, and
you see the red streak, whichever arm it's on,
Let's see that
glow
one
brighter
again.
than the
Yeah.
rest. And much like a watercolor tattoo, the rest of the colors tend to kind of fade, and then that one becomes more vibrant and true on your body as you've chosen fire for the day. And Zircon's red light glows within him.
And as I bring my hand back down and look at it, I'll turn back to the sun god. It seemed only fitting, in your honor. Thank you for the sacrifice you've made.
Thank you. Thank you. Brother, you might want to go next. I need a moment before the next one. Of course, sister. You. With the little frog.
I'll begin like a half bow and then he is not a frog. And then I'll
Apologies, I meant no disrespect. I've not seen whatever this is. Your name is Grayson, is it not?
Grayson Doodledorf. And this is Mudkip.
Y'all have never heard the last name.
And you thought Lucky was weird.
Doodledorf.
Yeah.
Grayson Doodledorf of the Great Doodledorf House.
He'll say,
The Great House of Doodledorf.
allow me to bestow a gift. You might want to hunker down. As he similarly flies up into the air, now that the sun god is a little bit depowered, he can more easily call upon clouds. As, again, you thought you were above the cloud line, you see storm clouds collect above you. A feat of immense power, no less. As the wind and rain begin to pelt harder and harder and harder, to where you find it hard to stand under the weight of the water that's falling. Grayson, you hold strong though. With Mudkip at your side, you stand tall. But it's hard. You fall to a knee. And you're struggling to keep your shoulders up. Just as you see a glowing light from your friend next to you. As he puts your arm around his shoulders to help you stand, as he stands tall next to you. On 2 feet is your little marsh tomp.
Blood tomp.
Blood tomp. And just as you stand looking proud at your friend, both of you with a tear in your eyes, you see that water from your eyes coalesce into the rest of the water around you. As that same pinkish purplish light begins to flow through the water, as if the rain god himself is controlling it, twisting it into a tornado all around you. The water coalesces into a point above you. A giant whirlpool in the sky. And as you stare up on it, it strikes. You struggle to stand, but with your new friend next to you, you know you can hold yourself up as you've got help. As you feel the cold water begin to freeze down your back and your arms. And as you look at this water freezing down, you see it finish in a wave towards the end of your hand. Just as you think you can't bear it anymore, it stops. You see the light begin to scatter across the ground again as the clouds part. As you look at the torrent of sea that you have as a tattoo now across your arms, similar to Presnick coalescing from a point just below your neck. Grayson, you can now maintain concentration for your Pokemon.
Whoa.
That's really cool.
That's great.
Even in the roughest storms, you never lose focus.
That's actually really strong.
That's incredibly strong.
That's awesome.
Now, you still may only maintain concentration on one thing at a time. So, like,
Yeah.
if multiple Pokemon are concentrating, you can still only maintain one. But
Yep.
Mudkip sets up Rain Dance, you can concentrate on it.
Yeah.
And Mudkip can do other things.
Yes.
That's crazy.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Now, additionally, when any Pokemon sets up weather, its effects can be ignored by your Pokemon. So if someone else sets up rain and you don't want it, if it hurts Charmander, Charmander can ignore it.
Oh, damn.
Or if someone sets up sun, Mudkip can ignore it.
Okay.
They don't have to take the negatives.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, especially that really actually works out.
And any weather will not eliminate your rain. So whereas previously it might have replaced, the rain will always be there, no matter what, with some few asterisks of like
Yeah, I'm
if
sure.
a deity were to step in any kind of way. And additionally, the rain affords all of your Pokemon 2d6 water damage.
Nice.
So Charmander can do water damage now.
2d6 is pretty
I
tight.
thought Hawlucha was a water type.
Yeah.
Although, I really did think that Bloodkip would have evolved into Curb Stomp.
Curb Stomp. Oh my God! Be his name.
when it took its first life. But now seems like a good time as well.
Oh, that is so good.
As soon as he kills.
Oh my God, he's absolutely
Curb
curb stomp. Yeah, not curb stomp. He's curb stomp.
Stomp.
Yeah. You'll see Grayson after kind of being, enthralled with this new ability he's feeling inside of him, and kind of similarly go to Mudkip, look, and then see Marshtomp standing next to him and be even more astounded, and he'll fall to his knees and give Marshtomp a big hug.
No, well, he'll hug you back.
He can finally hug you back.
Yeah.
Right?
He may not be able to ride on your shoulders anymore, but he can hug you back.
It's okay. You're
big
still
is- how
not
big
going
is
in your
Marshtomp?
Pokeball.
I was
I was
just
actually
looking at
just
Marshamp's
looking
shorter.
that up
Yeah,
as
he's
well.
shorter than you would think.
I was thinking he
Or
was
maybe
like probably
taller,
like
I guess.
3
Yeah.
foot or
You know who's
so.
shorter than I always thought is Charizard.
He is
Yeah,
2
Charizard's
foot.
Charizard's tiny.
He's
Yeah.
only 2'4".
Okay.
He's a little guy.
So he did his
riding
best to
shoulder.
help you up
Yeah,
whenever
yeah,
you
yeah.
were falling.
He can ride on my
Your
shoulders.
Marshtomp can be 3 foot, 4 foot, something close to that. He was evolved by a god. Next, the rain god flies back down. You've taken to the water well. While it is not my natural affinity, it is yours.
We have to adapt and overcome.
But what is my affinity is psychic power. As he turns to you, Joseph,
Mm-hmm.
if you're ready,
I'll just like take a knee and just like put my hand over my chest.
Magnum like.
Yeah, he's just kind of orbiting.
you take a knee.
Mm-hmm.
The rain god's eyes begin to glow that purple color,
Mhm.
that tried and true pinkish purple color. As you feel an energy around you, as you look to your hands and your feet, as your body's covered in that same energy,
Yeah.
you look over to Tater Tot,
Mm-hmm.
and he is similarly covered in that psychic energy. You see his eye begin to glow that same pink color as you see your vision begin to cover in that pink. Only instead of like it was for the vision, everything is just tinted
Right.
in that pink color as you
Okay.
gather that your eyes are now glowing in that same bright pinkish purple color.
I'm gonna just like grab Tater Tot and I'm just like hold on to him.
You see beyond Tater Tot
Mm-hmm.
hundreds, thousands of other little pink, purplish specks begin to fly into the air.
Okay.
As you feel Tater Tot begin to be pulled from your hands into the air.
Just look up. He just shoots up.
Do you let him go?
Yeah. Just let him go.
Okay.
It's actually just a drift loop.
Yeah. You give one last trusting nod to him.
I can like I imagine like I'm holding and I feel the tension as he's
Yeah.
like getting pulled and I just like look at him and I just give him like a nod. Yeah.
As he pulls forward, and you feel that he's flying up slower than maybe you would have expected.
Mm-hmm.
But then you look down and you realize you're following him into this sea of purple light.
Okay.
As it coalesces at a point in the sky. As you get closer, you realize that this is hundreds, thousands, millions of other Magnemite.
This is awesome.
As you are enveloped by them.
Uh-huh.
It's not comfortable. It is even painful.
Yeah.
But it's not unbearable. As you feel them grinding and pushing and churning against you.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them leaving impressions, screw marks, gears, magnets. Not all these Magnemites look the same. Some have different metal components on them. You feel all of these things pressed into you and burned with that psychic energy across your arms, coalescing into a large gear on your back. As you float back down without Tater Tot, you have a clearer sense of the world around you. You see things, both literally and figuratively, in a new light. You basically now have portent rolls. So you have 2d20 that you can
Sam
roll
knows
after.
how strong those are.
So you have 2d20 you can roll after each long rest, and at any point during the day, as a free action, you can replace any roll with one of those.
Right.
For you, for someone you
I'm
see,
banking a roll basically.
Dang.
you're making 2 rolls that you can use, throughout the
And it
day.
could be good or bad.
Yeah, so you can impose bad on,
on the-
yeah.
okay,
and it's
so-
not even disadvantage. I mean, it's more powerful than disadvantage. If you roll a nat 1, you can say that thing rolled a nat 1.
So 2d20 after any long rest, and I can use the effect once a day.
No, twice a day.
Twice a
You
day.
get to you basically use both of the rolls.
Got
So
it.
once you use a roll, it's gone. So if you have a nat 20 and a 5, use
Yeah.
the nat 20. You only have the 5
Until
rolls.
I have another long rest.
Yeah,
you
you
have
just
a new
have to
roll.
be a little bit careful not to accidentally make the enemies a little stronger than they were before.
Yeah, of course.
Which
Do
Sam
you-
can also attest to.
Yes.
You don't bank. Like if you re-roll your portents, you re-roll both of
Yes,
them.
you do re-roll
Yeah,
them.
you
You re-roll
can't
them.
I
bank.
can't
Yeah,
say I'm
yeah.
keeping the 20.
No,
rolling
no.
another.
Yeah,
Got
you
it.
can't bank
That'd be sick.
You may not need to, though, because additionally, with your added analytics and psychic connection to your Pokemon, they now all crit on 19 and 20. So an additional dice, like we were talking about earlier. Yes. As you stand seeing the world in a new light, you look up for Tater Tot as they all disperse and floating down.
Uh-huh.
Daniels, thank you. PogChamp Joseph, he says.
Yes. You see 3 Magnemites attached.
Hell yeah.
Easy to see from this distance,
Uh-huh.
too. Something different about the other 2. You can see Tater Tot.
Right, he's
You know
still
which
there.
one he is.
Yeah.
The other 2's magnets have weird contraptions within them, on
Okay.
them, around them. As they float closer to you, you see, maybe even touch them, you feel. One of them is ice cold,
Okay.
and the other one is almost uncomfortably hot.
Okay.
As you see little puffs of ice shoot out of one of the magnets and little spurts of fire out of the other one.
Uh-huh.
As Tater Tot has now evolved and has gained some really fun tricks.
Do you learn try attack?
He did.
Learn try attack. Let's go. I just look at him. I'm like, you made some friends, didn't you, buddy?
He learned a lot more than try attack. I'll tell you that. Oh, this is the wrong. I'm looking at the old Tater Tot. Did I really?
Yeah, I teared up a second ago.
Oh,
That's awesome.
game will be stepped up.
Don't kill me though.
that'll get you to cry. Okay,
I'll bring back Luciana.
I know. That shark lives rent free in my head. That's where that bitch
I'm
is.
trying to.
I'll go on record as saying that I do have a goal with Luciana.
Better.
involving that campaign, and you've just made it an even stronger goal.
I'm coming
Tater
for her.
Tot should update shortly, and Marshtomp should have been updated.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah.
Cool, that's a lot of text.
Yeah, sorry, it is a long one.
I will tell you, I don't know, because I know the name matters. It did stay, the name stayed as Mudkip.
Yes.
Okay.
I have to change because you don't nickname your Pokemon, so I have to.
Right.
I have to change it. I
Right.
have to go change it in all the places.
Okay, hang on. Let's.
So for those of you at home, so Tri Attack is basically now. The way it works is Tater Tot's new ability lets him swap out any steel type damage, fire type damage, ice type damage, or electric type damage for any of the others. So he can interchange
He
any
can
of that.
convert the damage. Yeah.
Tri Attack is steel base,
Yeah.
but you can swap out any one of the D8s. It's 3 D8s.
Yeah.
For
With
any
a
other damage.
chosen type.
And so like let's say you do 1 D8 fire, 1 D8 electric, 1 D8 ice.
Yeah.
The target now has to make 3 DC 7 con saves.
Yes.
For each of the statuses. If multiple afflict,
I can hit.
You get to pick which one that you
Yeah.
want to stay, because only one can stay at a time.
So I can.
Or you can pump all the damage into one, like all ice.
Yeah.
And then the DC shoots up. They only make 1 save now, but the DC is now, I think, a 13. Or be frozen. So if you
Okay.
want to try for any one thing or not. And then
Right.
steel is just damage.
Yeah.
Oh no, sorry. The steel is more like guiding bolt now. So it gives
Advantage to the
and
next
stuff like
attack.
that.
Yeah.
Because I replaced I basically put the flash cannon into that.
Into that. Yeah. That's awesome.
And then the elemental blast basically is a way for me to give you chain lightning, fireball, and cone of cold all in one.
Okay, wait. I'm having a hard time. I need to make the text smaller. I can't read it all.
Yeah. If you go to his main sheet, it might be big enough, or you can expand the cell. It's a lot.
Oh, do I really? Yeah. For it to be able to.
I'll get with you later about it.
Yeah, we'll talk
figure
about
it
it
out.
after.
Yeah. And then analyze. Okay,
As the-
analyze is the same.
Yeah.
Are you going to change him to Tater Tots?
Yeah, no, 100% he's Tater Tots.
That's so
That's an easy change. I can go ahead and just make that change on my end now too. If you
All
want
right.
If you want to rename him. Rename him on his sheet.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, everything's broken.
Everything's broken.
Everything's broken.
Okay. Then undo it.
I
I'll
did
fix
not
it.
find value Tater Tot.
I'll fix it later.
Yeah, that's cool. Let's go.
Okay.
And
So the rain god lands, breathing heavy. I think that was all I had in me, sister. Don't worry. I have a special idea for this one.
Mm-hmm.
She looks towards you and Nacho. You would step forward.
I'm going to hold Nacho's hand and step forward.
Quite fitting.
Is it the sun god?
Yes.
I'm surprised. Halucha's a water type, right?
I'm joking. You aren't.
You're embarrassing me.
No. So she'll fly up into the air, not glowing her similarly gold color this time, but the bottoms of her wings still residuating or resonating with that rainbow energy. She'll flap her wings above you multiple times as her feathers, her rainbow wings, begin to flitter down, covering everyone. But something special happens whenever they reach Lucky's skin. They begin to glow golden and stick and absorb, leaving behind golden feather tattoos all across your shoulders and arms. And as they hit Nacho, his feathers begin to change. As the bottom row of feathers become those similarly rainbow, vibrant, colored feathers.
Nacho, you're beautiful.
As you feel beautiful too,
Oh,
you can now cast Charm Person, DC 15.
Hey.
And you can use your charismatic nature to try and break a Pokemon's unwanted tethers, i.e., you can help other beings break charm, which is very important because all of the ghosts are charmed by the shade, as we have learned in the past. So if a Pokemon is captured against its will, or even in a Pokeball, similarly, if you want to break something out of a Pokeball, I felt was fairly thematic for you since you don't like to use Pokeballs.
It's true.
You may aid them in breaking the control the shadow government has upon them. I wrote this a few days ago. I'm just not remembering that I put that. Additionally, the Pokemon breaking their tethers can add your charisma modifier on top of everything else that they're already adding to theirs.
Can I make a request?
Yeah.
Can you say it in the voice?
Say the voice.
Lastly,
The shadow.
oh,
What? The shadow government. The shadow government.
I thought you meant all of it. I was like, I can try this a little bit more. Lastly, your Pokemon are immune to being charmed and have advantage on all persuasion, and you have advantage on all persuasion checks.
That's gonna be good for all the nonsense you talk.
Yes, it's gonna be really very thematic. So basically, your Pokemon can't be captured by other capture devices when you befriend them, and they have advantage against being charmed by other beings as well. So this is thematically to help you keep your,
Thank you.
It is my pleasure, my little charismatic one.
Oh, it was very, very kind. Oh, I don't know what else to say other than thank you. Would you like a berry?
Some tea.
I noticed what you placed at my shrine down below.
Oh, well, it was.
And it was much appreciated. You can keep the rest for yourself. You might need it more than I.
Oh, well, thank you, regardless. It was a pleasure meeting all of you.
A pleasure meeting all of you as well. But do not leave without your last gifts. As she looks back up to the Serpent King, as he now snakes down to as best as eye level as he can get with you all. As he hands outreached these 4 bowling ball sized glowing stones they're semi-opaque with some kind of petrified energy within. It's hard to tell with the way the light is refracting, and your bodies ache now with all of this new energy, and you're fatigued, some of you. It's a little tough to understand exactly what these are or what they mean. Even with all of your studies in stones, Presnick, you've never seen anything like this before. These are wholly unique and wholly different. But you do glimpse, with your affinity with stones, a small DNA-like structure as the light hits it just right.
What?
These are condensed evolution energy. A break glass in case of emergency kind of situation. When the final battle is upon us, give these to your partners to have them ascend to a form that would be unachievable otherwise. For 1 hour. It might just be the push we need to stop the future that you saw, and to prevent any further death that you've already witnessed. I will begin making my own preparations, and I will be there on the day. 2 weeks' time from now. In Seishin.
Strangely, I look forward to the day the sky falls, and the day that we can claim victory over this dark presence that has plagued us for far too long. I do also appreciate your willingness to listen. I understand it must be hard after being taken advantage of in the past.
It is funny that at my age I'm still learning lessons. But what you speak is true. Now, while you were receiving your gifts, another has climbed the mountain and received his. We shall transport you all to the bottom of the mountain now, so that you may continue your journey to make preparations. I believe the seer will see you now.
Something tells me she's been seeing me for a long time.
As you see,
We don't have to sneak away, Presnick.
as you see Wakum, the guy who had the Bagon previously, standing off to the side with a newly evolved Shelgon.
Oh!
And wings tattooed across his arms.
He did say.
That's what he wanted.
He did say he wanted.
That's what he wanted.
As Kuva will step up. Sir, might we test our new strengths before we descend? It's much safer to do so up here than down there. If you wish, I can prepare a battlefield for you all. As the Serpent King begins to swirl and clearing rocks and stone to make a relatively
shit.
flat piece of land.
Oh boy!
Oh, shit.
Kuva steps forward with Tyrantrum, Wakum with Shelgon. As they look towards Aria and nod her in, she hesitantly steps forward with her Furret. And Archeops lands next to them, with Kavan speaking through it.
Uh-huh.
I see you've all gotten gifts, and I owe you all an apology. But allow me to test your strength, along with some of our most promising young members of our clan. Prepare yourselves, or we fight next time.
Oh, you jerk!
Oh, God, wait.
If we had more time, but we only have 20 minutes. I don't want to. You guys have new Pokemon to learn too.
Yeah.
so I don't
That's
wanna-
fair. That's
the gods
fair.
haven't left, have they?
No, they are still there.
Great.
They're gonna watch this exposition. You have,
Uh-huh.
Witness.
so this is also a chance for you guys to gather questions that you may have
Right.
for them before you see them for the last time.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
Check out your new powers. We'll adjust nicknames and all that.
Uh-huh.
And if you need, I'll send you guys the little blurb of what your person abilities.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That'd be awesome, yeah.
But yeah.
But for all of you, your homework is not to learn Pokemon moves. It's to check out Tabletop Beard at their website in the description below. Get yourself some Druid beard oil. Be smelling great with a nice, plump, healthy beard. And use code CHAOS20 for 20% off at checkout. I can never get that line out without stuttering.
It's a mouthful. Surprisingly.
Do also check out our friends at Darkboard. They've been very active in the chat tonight. You'll catch them on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Central Time. Their link is also in the description below, and I'm usually in the chat as well, so we can hang out. But all that said, until next time, go out there and make some chaos. Bye.